Hey, it's Big Matt here, and today I wanted to do a quick video talking about how to install a few add-ons that I use in Capycraft, i.e. Turtle WoW, because a lot of people on the live stream have been asking about what I'm using or where they can find stuff, so I thought I'd make a video so that I could like direct people to this instead of spending like 20 minutes talking about it over and over on stream. I was going to make the video right now. Of course, there's now, as it turns out, there's a queue here, so we've got 6-minute queue for 3 people. It was 5 like a few minutes ago, so hopefully it go down quick. So while it's doing that in the background, I thought I'd go through some of the add-ons here and what I use. First of all, the main sort of repository of add-ons for like Turtle WoW stuff, because a lot of stuff is unique to Turtle WoW, is going to be turtle-wow.fandom.com. Got all sorts of stuff here. The main section here, which is quite good, recommended stuff. What I've done here is I've got all the links for everything that I personally use. So I have better character stats. This is important because by default you can't actually choose like ranged, spell, defensive, whatever. You just get one static stat panel. So this is basically needed if you want to actually check the stats. So that I absolutely recommend. Next up, Bubbles. Bubbles is a fantastic add-on for Turtle WoW. The whole thing about Turtle WoW is that rested XP works in a unique way that you can get real-time rested XP from being in taverns. So this is going to tell you basically how much rested XP you have. So that's worth getting because you're going to want to like track that. If you're like almost up level, you can't see how much rested XP there is left because it's going into the next level. You don't want to start a dungeon and then realize you've only got like 2 bars of rested XP, or 2 bubbles as they say, you know, the little bar. So this is what sort of helps you with that. That's super helpful. Recommend that. Next up, there's Atlas. With Atlas, you're going to want to get all 3 things here. You've got Atlas, first of all, which is, it works for like the maps and stuff for dungeons, and then you want to get Atlas Quest, which is going to tell you the quests for dungeons. Well, you don't need it, but like, I mean, it's really handy. So you've got the quests for dungeons, and then you've also got Atlas Loot, of course, which is probably the most popular one, which is where you can have a look through all the dungeons and see what loot there is. All the new dungeons. This is specifically made for Turtle WoW, I believe. There you go. Turtle WoW edition of it. You can see the loot from all the new raids and dungeons and stuff, which is cool, man, because there's some really cool stuff in there. So that's definitely recommended. And then the next one would be PF Quest. There's 2 files you need for PF Quest. I saw somebody commented on something saying that it wasn't working for them. It may be that you need both. You need PF Quest by default, and then you need PF Quest Turtle. When you log in, you get the choice to have like regular markers that look like, you know, retail WoW, or you can have combined or spawn points. I probably recommend spawn points. Shows it a little bit better. It color coordinates the quests as well, which is really nice. So you can see like, this quest is green, there's the green objective, nice. Got modern map markers. That's just really handy because I don't know where the dungeons are for the new dungeons, and this shows that, which is really handy. This is made for Turtle WoW again, so you can see where like that Frostfire dungeon is in Dunmoreau or whatever. And then one of the most important ones for this server specifically is a translation add-on. Now there's a couple out there, and I was using another one in fact, but I've just swapped over to this one this morning because I saw it on the Capycraft Discord, which is Capycraft West, which if you're on like Zug or whatever, the guild on there, you'll be able to find it. I don't know exactly how to link it or whatever, but I mean, if you drop in the live stream at any time, I'll put the Discord link for it in there. So this one, there's a little bit of something you need to do for it. So I've got the add-ons here. I was going to show you how to install the add-ons and whatnot, but I'm assuming you guys are going to know how to install add-ons. But there is one sort of nuanced thing, and that is that when you have these add-ons here, you see how most of these will say like dash master or dash main. What you're going to want to do when you put this into your add-on folder, you have to make sure you get rid of main. It should just be, for instance, on this, better character stats. That's it. Everything including the dash and after, get rid of it. Other than that, the only one of these that has any kind of different install to a degree is WoW Translate. So what you need to do with this, when you get this by default, you'll have WoW Translate.dll and you'll have interface. So you need to come into your Turtle WoW or Capycraft, whatever folder in here, you know, the place where you've got your WoW exe and where vanilla fixes should be, which is, in fact, I'll tell you about vanilla fixes in a second, actually. That's another one to add. But what you're going to want to do is place the WoW Translate file.dll file just in here in the same place as your WoW exe, just straight up in the game directory, and then you want to go into here, interface add-ons, WoW Translate. It's telling you where to put it, you know, put the WoW Translate folder in there. So there it is. And then there's one other thing that you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go into here, dlls.txt, and you're going to want to come under here where it says add your own DLLs and type WoW Translate.dll, exactly as it's written there. Put that in, and then that basically tells the game what the DLL is. The next time you boot up the game, it'll pop up saying, oh, there's a change to DLLs. Do you want to confirm this change? Blah, blah, blah. Tap yes, and then you're all good. But other than that, all of the other add-ons should be absolutely simple. Right, so this is another important thing aside from the add-ons, because this isn't on the add-ons page. This is the client fix and tweak stuff. You can have a look through this, have a look through all of these if you want to see what parts of these you're going to want. But what I would absolutely 100% recommend for this version of WoW is vanilla fixes. Absolutely, like it's like so important. Without this, the game will be stuttery and it will be a mess and it's no good. And the way that you install this vanilla fix is if you come down here, you can just grab like whichever one, the zip or whatever, let's say. So if we open up this vanilla fixes thing, you literally have 3 folders here: DLLs, vanilla fixes, VF patcher. You're just going to take these and put them straight into your directory folder. As you can see here, I have the vanilla fixes here, VF patcher somewhere, I imagine, there it is, and then obviously the DLLs that we just did. But the other thing is, from now on, you're going to want to boot the game using this vanilla fixes.exe. So put that down on your bar. You'll open it up, and then it'll open up WoW. So anyway, I was going to show you these add-ons in the game, but I'm going to have to wait with this. Literally, look at this one positioning queue, like, I don't know. Anyway, right, now that we're finally in the game after some drama, may have cut all that drama out, who knows, but I've just had like some like massive revelation of crazy drama there, Jesus Christ. Anyway, now that we're in the game, the add-ons that we've installed, we've got Atlas Loot, so you can see like, specifically like the new, I mean for instance, that's a new boss, there's new loot there. Dragon Maw Retreat, that's all new stuff. So you can see all that. You've got Atlas as well, so you can see like, I don't know what the Black Morass looks like. That's great. To go to like Dead Mines, I can see, bam, here's all the quests. And then you can see like where the quests are. Oh yeah, you've got bubbles down here, which is just really handy. The map, the entrances for dungeons, so I can see like dungeons here, Stormwrought Ruins, the back edge. Oh, there's multiple entrances in there. There's a zone I didn't even realise was here, by the way, Northwind. Like, no, there's a little nook north of Stormwind. Didn't even know that was a thing. It's like a level 30 zone. The main one is WoW Translate. So it's pretty similar to the older version of this that I was using, but a couple of different things. The main thing is that it doesn't have the big like WoW Translator text on every single, oh, you can't even see the chat. It doesn't have the main thing is that it doesn't have the big main like WoW Translator text thing. It just says WT, so it's a little bit more subtle, stuff like that. Anyway, so the translator works, and from what I can see so far, it works a little bit better. I'm just going to pause it, like, maybe I'll pause the chat here, just in case it ends up going on to, like, some crazy ass, there's some shenanigans in chat. That's why I normally have this like this, anyway. So yeah, the main settings, I think by default all the settings are good. What we have is translating Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Russian, from all of these channels. So that's good. Now you also have outgoing translation. This is really handy, specifically if, let's say the scenario is you're in a dungeon or a raid and every single other person in the whole dungeon or raid is Chinese and they don't speak English. You can just simply turn this on and now whatever you type gets translated to Chinese. Again, it may be basic in the same way that this is like, sometimes it's a little bit like you gotta use the contextual cues to understand what people are saying, but they'll understand, you know what I mean? It's so much better. And then when you're done with that, you can just simply unclick it. Otherwise you're gonna be in like English groups speaking Chinese, but it's really handy. You can also change the color of the text here, which is nice because it wasn't a very good nice color before. It was like, I don't know, previously it didn't look very nice before. Now they've just put like WT instead of it saying like turtle translator text in the whole message every time. But I mean, there's a good example of it there, how it's just translate. Like, I have no idea what this whole message says. This says nothing, but now I can see it's a guild recruit. There's also a setting down here, sorry, where you can replace the original with the translation. So for instance, if this guy spoke, it would basically remove this message and only show this message, which could be good, but I see that it can, like, if there's ever a problem with it, then it'll end up deleting a message and you just won't see it. So I'd rather just take the chance. I'd rather just see like a message pop up and then the translation. Like, it's not too much of a big deal. I also have the add-on Move Anything, but I don't think I really needed it because it turns out you can unlock the frame, or can you? I don't know. I think you can unlock the frames. I saw that at a later date after I'd already used this, which is what I use for like moving the frames around and stuff. Yeah, we have PF Quest as well, by the way, which I should say, PF Quest, on a side note, some really interesting stuff that you can have. Like, you can tick on rare mobs here, which is really handy. So if you're in Elwyn, for instance, you can see like where the rare mobs are. Like, if you're nearby, then maybe it's worth like stopping by and seeing if something's there. Mines and ores, very handy. So you could just spam your map with all sorts of crap. But personally, I would turn that off for now and just have rare mobs. And you can also track all the other stuff on here. There we go. So I use this Empower. If you're using weak auras on like other versions of WoW. This is kind of an alternative for that. I've heard that there's better versions of it, is it either PF or to do with another mod, but this is just one that I found just to do something really simple, and that is just to track some buffs. Now, I don't want to look up here on the top right to see my buffs. I want to just be able to like have them right here. This is where I want to keep my eyes at, you know what I mean? So I just have the buffs here, and same with Zeal, so I put that. Very simple, literally just add an aura, type in the name of the buff, and that's about it really. Do the size, position, move it around, put a timer on it. You change the font for it. Pretty simple, very handy. Nice to just have like a tracked buff here. You can have it flash and you can do all sorts of stuff with it. I don't know how long it lasts for, and I'm sure you probably have already known, but I'll show you one more tip. Anyway, if you come to the Cathedral Square, I don't know what it is for Horde, but if you come to Cathedral Square and talk to this lady, show the orphan around, there's a bunch of quests, do them and you'll get 5 gold, which at like level 20 or whatever is really good. Cheeky side note, technically I think you can create multiple characters. I think you get into level 5 and then you can do that, so it's a bit of an adventure. You've got to go to Westfall. I think the locations are down here at Westfall, and then another one is to come to the dam up here, and another one would be to get the boat over to here, and I think it's to the bank in the centre, and then you have another one to come talk to Jaina, which again you just go to, like, it means you've got to run to Menethil Harbour, get the boat over to here, talk to Jaina, and then I think you need to get him some ice cream, which is, if you're just about to go to the auction house in Stormwind, just to the right there's a vendor to the right of, like, if you were going into the auction house, that's where you buy the ice cream. And you'll have 4 left over because you only need 1. And then you come back here and you get the choice. Do you want a pet, or 5 gold? So it's 5 gold then. So anyway, that's a handy little tip for you, just to, you know, if you want a quick way to make 5 gold. So anyway, this has been like 48 minutes of trying to get into the queue here in total. Hopefully the add-ons are helpful. All the links for them on the GitHub links and whatnot will be on the description. Plus the link to the Turtle WoW, like, fandom page that has all the add-ons. Also the other page, which is the client fixes and tweaks, there's all sorts of other stuff on there, but I at the very least recommend getting vanilla fixes, which is just really good. Drag them in your folder, run it, boom, done. So anyway, that'll do for today. That's how to get the add-ons working, get the translator working. Anyway, so that's how that works. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you around.